Hey y'all, I'm James Wright and welcome to Wizards News. Today I want to do something that's a little different. I want to show you the other side of Wizards Unite. So we see the game, the app, what we normally play on, but there's a whole nother background game that's going on behind the scenes. And I don't think a lot of people know about this. So today we're going to go over to Discord and take a look at what's happening on the Hive Mind. Ooh, let's have some fun. Now, to explain this a little bit, if you are on the app, you are playing the game, and that is a lot of fun, but the game becomes so much more fun when you have other people to play with. It is Wizards Unite. Now, a lot of people don't have anyone else local. I'm lucky enough to have a couple other people who play locally that I can get together with occasionally, but there are a lot of people out there who just don't have anyone else locally, and that's one of the places where some of the online groups, Discords and Facebook groups, can be of a huge value to create that group feeling that you get with playing the game with other people. So I want to take you through the Discord server. In particular, I want to take you through the HiveMind Discord server. This is the most active Discord server for Wizards Unite out there, and this is the one set up for the Wizards News. We have people from all over the world who are on here playing, and I want to actually go through and explain how this all works and how it all ties together, because it can be very confusing for you if you've never been on Discord before. How does this actually work? So let's take you over to the site and take a look. Now, the first thing that happens, you're going to click the link in the description below, and that's going to take you to the Discord server page. And what it's going to look like is something like this. Once you sign in, you create your account, and you hop in, this is what it will look like. I've created a new account so I can show you what it looks like brand new. You come in here and you see these 4 subcategories over here. These are the channels. Each one has a specific topic that people talk about. This welcome page is what you initially see, and this is the rules and the guidelines for getting started. Kind of welcomes you to it and talks about rules and information. That's the next one here. And then the sorting ceremony. So this was where you're going to be finding your information to then go farther. The next thing in here, we have rules and information. And in here are the actual rules for the Discord, which I definitely say look through. As well as down below here, it lists all of the channels and what those channels actually do, what they're for. And then it has roles. We'll be talking about these a little bit later. The next thing you need to do is you need to go here into the sorting ceremony, and you need to sort yourself. So you need to pick your house. What house do you want to be associated with? And in order to do that, you have to enter into the description down here your house. You're going to use exclamation point and then whatever house you're in. Make sure you spell it correctly. So in my case, Gryffindor. We're going to do exclamation Gryffindor, enter that, and then it will say, ooh, you've been sorted into this. And suddenly you have all of these channels over here that are open to you. And so what this does is it creates a house that you're in. It gives you a role to play, and it adds to some of the games and things that are going on in here as well. The next thing down is the new members question. If for some reason you can't get this sorting to work, this is where you're going to come over and ask a question. Or if you're new to this and you're just trying to figure out what's going on, how does this server work, this is where you're going to put those questions. Next in here, the official category has news. And news is where things happen. If there is a tweet, an official tweet on here, if Phases posts something, if something happens in the world that we need everyone to know about, news is where it will occur. Oftentimes the things in here will pop out far earlier than they will on any other platform because a lot of these are automated. As soon as they're posted, they pop up on here. So this is where you can go to get the most instant information about what is actually happening in the game. Next down the list, we have the Great Hall, and this is basically general conversation. Anything you want to talk about, whether it's on the game or off the game, you can go on here and just create a post and have a conversation. And there's usually something going on in the Great Hall. If you have a specific question about the game, how it works, come down here to game questions underneath that. And this is where you can post that, and usually someone's going to be able to respond to you within a few seconds to a couple minutes. This is where most of the game questions get answered. For those of you who love taking AR photos, we have an entire channel devoted to AR pictures. And some of these are actually really impressive how people put them together. It gives a lot of great inspiration and having a little bit of fun with AR shots. So if you ever have that shot that's like, ooh, yes, this is where you can post it, and a lot of people can talk about that then. Next off, you just did something really cool and you want to show it off to the world, something you found, something that's interesting. That's where the show off page comes from. A lot of times we're like, ooh, look at this site, or look at these things that I just found, or this new achievement that I just got. This is where the show off comes in, and you can show off, have some fun, and a lot of people use this as an encouragement of where they are, and you can kind of see where other people are. It's just a fun place to hang out and show off what you've been able to do. Friend codes. Everybody likes friend codes, and you will find thousands of friend codes on here from all over the world. When you go on here, you can put your friend code, and you might want to put your location, like I'm from somewhere in Scandinavia. Or if you are looking for particular gifts, go ahead and list those on here as well. Make sure you go back through and friend a few people. If you're looking for friends, this is the best place to do it. You'll be able to get responses really quickly. Next up, tips and tricks. So you just found something new, something cool. Go ahead and put it in here. And this is a good place to discuss, ooh, I found if I do this, this happens. And it's just a good way to keep up on those neat little things you can do in the game. Meetups, so you're getting a group together and you're meeting up. This is a place where you can post it. You can post links to your meetups, things like that. I'm actually planning a trip up to Canada, and so I posted on here, hey, I'm going to be up in Canada from January 4th through January 8th in this particular location. Anyone around? You can put that on here, and it's a great place to see if you can meet other people. Also, if you're looking for something local, you can come up here to the search bar and you can type in something like Rockford, because that's where I'm at, and I can type that in, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to find, ooh, I'll be in Rockford. And you might see if anyone else has been talking about that city and location, and you can jump straight to it in the discussion, and that will bring you to the post where people were talking about that location. It's another good way to find if there's anyone local playing or if there's something happening in a particular location. Next, we have the map. Now, this isn't a place where you can post things, but this is a place where you can see what's going on. Here we have the link to the map where you can fill out a form, and then this link down below will take you to the official map. This map currently has over 250 locations of individual people as well as groups. The red ones are groups and the purple ones are individual people. So if you're trying to find someone who lives in your area, you can then zoom in and click on one, and you can be like, let's go up here to this one. And this is an individual person, and it will then give you some way to contact them. Like this one is Great Rooster, and you can go onto Discord, look up that name, and you can contact them on Discord. A lot of the groups will then also have the group link, so you can go to their Facebook or their Discord or wherever that group actually gets together. If you want to post yourself or your group on this map, that is where this link comes out, and you can fill out the form. So click this link, put yourself on the map, and then in a few hours it will actually appear on the map itself. Next up, we have Events Chatter, and this is where we can talk about the current event, what is coming up, what we're looking for, how we're actually doing this. We can plan and strategize. It's just a good way to get a little deeper into the event and maximize the event for yourself. Server suggestions. You see something on here you think we could be doing better? Go ahead and throw it here into the server suggestions, and we do change a lot on here. We make things better as we can. So if you have any good ideas, throw them on here, and your idea may be something we take into consideration. Next, we have Wizarding World Gold. If you are a member of the Wizarding World Gold and you've gotten your journal, this is where we talk over the journal and some of the fun things in here. We usually do a hangout once a month or so and talk through the next month. It's kind of an interesting way to compare and contrast and have a little bit of fun for those of you who are part of Wizarding World Gold. The House Hourglass is something we're still working on. It actually ends up being this, and we'll be giving out points for different people. So if you help someone out, we'll give you points to that. If you create a really cool AR shot, we give points for that, and it will actually list out how many points different people have. We're still having a little bit of problem with this right now, but hopefully we'll be getting that fixed here soon. As you can see, Gryffindor gets all the points and no one else does because there's a glitch. So hopefully we'll have that figured out, but stay tuned for that. Next, you have Wizarding Levels, and this is a place, anytime you post on here, anytime you comment, or anytime you do anything on here, you will be getting points for yourself. And the more points you get, the better the chance you're going to rank up in spells. And so you can actually, it's kind of like a mini game. The more active you are on here, the more points you get, and the farther you can rank up the chart. To show you that, here is the actual chart for it. So right now, Gotham 191 is in first place by a landslide. I'm down at third place, which I'm happy. I was down like fifth place not too long ago. And you can come down here and see your actual rank, and then start slowly ranking yourself up. The more active you are on here, the more points you get, the more messages you send, the more thumbs up you give, the more you do, the more points you get, and the higher rank you receive. It's just a fun way to encourage people to be more active, as well as know who is the most active, and those are the people we can reward and give other points to. At any time, if you want to see your actual rank, you can come down here to rank, and then all you have to do is put !rank, and it will tell you. Let's see where we're currently at. I'm probably at like rank 0 at the moment. I'm not even on here because I haven't posted anything yet. So you can see what your current level is and what your overall rank is, to give you an idea of if I go and talk a lot right now, will I rank up to the next one? it's a fun time to play. In the next couple ones, we're actually going to be starting up a in-game RPG where we're doing a Wizards-style RPG, and I'm working on this and creating the maps. So if you want to come in here, you can start reading some of the rules and what's going on, as well as the backstory. Hopefully, it'll be starting in the next week or two. We'll be seeing that it is. In here, we have the catch-up. So if you're not actually in here playing it, you can see where we are in the story, and you can follow along with the storyline. And then in the discussion, this is where we talk through and figure out what we're all going to be doing before then actually doing it in the adventure page itself. So this is kind of like one of those old text-based RPGs where you go into a dungeon and it says exits east, west, north, and there's a dresser in front of you. What do you want to do? And it's a fun way to play through that, so hopefully we'll be kicking this off in the next week or so. Down in the next section, we have the latest video. So from me and other WooTubers, we post them on here, and so these are only from WooTubers who I have given the go-ahead to put on here, but there are quite a few who do post on here regularly. So if you want to stay up to date with some of the WooTubers and videos, they are on here. As soon as they're out on YouTube, you can see them on here. So if you don't get notifications, you'll be able to see them on here. Also along that line, for blog posts or any other of the text-based ways of getting information, we have those listed on here as well, just like we would for the videos. If you have an idea for me and you're like, hey, can you do a video on this particular topic? Go ahead and throw it down here in the video ideas, and several of them come up on here. As a matter of fact, just last night we had a post come on here that said, would it be odd to suggest a Discord tutorial video? Discord tutorial video. If you are into infographics, those are generally posted on here and kept up to date. So these are great ways to just see what is happening, and if I ever talk about one in a video, it's on here as well. For those of you who want to join us and research, most of the time when I'm talking about some research in a video, I'm actually talking about the conversations that have been going on here in the research section. And this is where we're talking through ideas, things that we've been testing out. Like the other day, I was at an inn with 3 dark detectors, and that inn gave me extravagant gifts. I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool. And I did it at 4 different inns, and every one of those inns I had 3 dark detectors on, and I was getting extravagant gifts from all 4 of those inns. What are the chances of that? That is crazy. So I went on here and said, hey, everyone, let's go and test this and see what we can do. Come to find out, it didn't work. The next 4 people who went out and tested it found that they were just getting regular gifts or no gifts at all. So it was one of those things that someone found. It was an interesting idea. Let's actually go test this and dig into it. That's where research comes from, and a lot of that happens here on this particular channel. Next up, one of the things we've been trying to research for a while is POI distribution, point of interest distribution. We kind of have an idea of what makes different inn colors different colors, but we have no idea what actually creates a fortress or what actually creates a greenhouse, and why is that not an inn. And we've been bouncing around a bunch of different ideas on here. And if you have anything particular to add on to it, please get on here and join the conversation. We're trying to figure this out, but it's one of those things that's like, I don't know. One of these days we'll figure it out. Next up, if you have any particular questions that are specific to Professor, Magizoologist, or Aura, these are your 3 places where you can put it. So you'll have your Auras who are regularly looking on here, and so if you have something that comes up like, hey, I just noticed this, is this a problem, or is this something I should do, or where should I go next in my skill tree, this is where you're going to want to ask those questions. And then last up down here at the bottom, we have things that we've done in the past, like our past RPG games. You can see those down here, and anytime we archive a channel, it gets thrown down in here. So a couple things about how this works. If you see in here that it is a brighter color, you'll notice that this is something, there is new information in here. So I click into the Great Hall, you'll see this red line that says, hey, everything below this is new. And so you can start from that red line and start reading on farther down to catch up with what all's been happening. You see how the Great Hall here is a fairly active group. We just clicked this a couple minutes ago, and there's still poachers in here. If there's something in here like this is just way too many people are talking here, and I'm not interested in the Great Hall, any of these channels that you're not interested in, you can click on them and you can mute them. And now you will not be getting notifications from them. If anything new pops up in them, you won't be notified. It will just be a lighter color on here. So if I come down here, you can see that this is even lighter than normal. That means that it is muted. You won't be getting any notifications from it. So if you're only particularly interested in a couple of these, then mute everything else, and you will only be notified about what's in there. You can actually mute entire categories or individual channels. Also in here, if you want to talk to anyone individually, you can actually go in here and hit @ and then you can pick their individual person. And what will happen is that individual person will see that they have been pinged and know that they should probably respond to it. So even if it's farther up the list and a lot of other things we've been talking about, you'll see a little notification with a red circle that has a 1 in it or 2 in it if you've been pinged multiple times. So you'll know that, hey, someone's been talking about you in this channel. Also in here, prefects and headmasters can actually come in here and award points. So I can do 5 points to Gotham for being a test subject. And then when I post that in here, you'll see that the House Cup then jumps in and awards points to Gotham. So this is a fun way that we can add points to individual people. I was talking earlier about roles, so I wanted to come over here and talk about this. Number one, we have Headmaster. Basically, those are the admins, the people who can make changes to the server itself. Then we have Prefects. I'm probably going to be changing that name here soon away from Prefects. Those are the moderators, so the people who are keeping an eye on the chat and checking in on that. Then below that we have professors. These are the WooTubers and people who run blogs. So if there's someone who creates content, they then get thrown into this section. Below that we have the elves. Those are the bots. So our House Cup that awards points. We have a simple bot where we can create polls. And then the sorting hat. That is the one that where you type in your house and it throws you into the correct house role. Then below that we have our Patreon ranks. So for people who have joined Patreon, we can throw a rank on here so that it lets you know you are a masterful, you are a great, you are good, and then we do have a few fair, so you can actually get connected and then have a role for joining Patreon. And thank you for that. Then below that we have all the houses, and you can see this is why you get sorted into your house, so you can see that everyone here is in Hufflepuff, Slytherin, Ravenclaw, and then Gryffindor. And so you can see everyone on this side are people who are currently online. If they are not in here, then they are apparently not currently online. So if you want to see who is around right now, if they are green with the green dot, that means they are here. If they have these 3 dots, that means they're currently talking. If they have the phone, that means they're on their phone rather than a desktop. And then these ones, they are online, but they're currently not active and looking at it. So you'll see if it has that little half moon symbol on there. There are so many other ways to get into Discord and a lot of interesting things that happen in here. So I just wanted to go through and touch on some of these. If you do have any other questions or ideas, please throw those in the questions in the chat here on the video or on Discord. I do try and get to as many of those as I possibly can. The nice thing about Discord is even if I'm not here able to answer the comments, you will have people who are live all the time, as we have people all the way around the world. So if you ask something at 4 a.m. here, there's someone over in the Pacific who's like, oh yeah, I can answer that right now. It is a great community, and we try and keep this as positive as possible so that people can build and be encouraged and, well, unite, because it is Wizards Unite. So this is a lot of fun and something that I really love. This is basically the other half to the game, and if you're not a part of this, you're missing out, because it is a lot of fun. So definitely get on here and enjoy the fun, whether it is here on the Hive Mind or you're in one of your local groups or many of the other Discord servers out there. There are a lot of them, and I'll leave a link to this one down below as well as several others. So hop in and have a little bit of fun. I know this video is a little bit different from normal, but I thank you for coming along for it, and I would love to see you on the Discord server. I'm looking forward to that. So I think that's about it for today, and until next time, have a magical day. Chocolate Frog time, and this one comes from A Witch Alone, another YouTube channel, and she's actually one of the professors on the Discord server. So hop in and take a look. Let's see, what do we get in here? We have Helga Hufflepuff. So if you are a member of Hufflepuff House, this is your founder.